US President Donald Trump has warned of retaliation after 2 drones struck the US embassy in Riyadh, causing minor damage and starting a fire. Saudi Arabia also intercepted and destroyed 8 drones near Riyadh and Al-Kharj this morning. Meanwhile, the US has urged Americans to depart from several countries such as Egypt, Iran, Iraq and many others. Now let's chat to SABC News special correspondent Sophie Mokoena about this story. So a very fast developing story here, Sophie, and at the end of the day, this is a big moment with, in fact, Trump saying that they must expect retaliation, including the warning to a lot of US citizens to evacuate many, many different areas in the Middle East. Perhaps bring us the latest from what you're hearing.
That call comes at a time where 6 servicemen of the United States of America have been killed in this war since it started. And therefore, President Trump has indicated that America will retaliate, and therefore we expect more escalation during the day today and later tonight. As you pointed out, the other thorny issue is that there were 2 drones that landed at the U.S. Embassy in Riyadh in Saudi Arabia. And though they have caused minor America is saying it will also revenge. The other issue is that the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, has called on citizens of America in the Gulf region or the Middle East to leave the region immediately. He mentioned 15 countries where you have ordinary Americans who are there on holiday or working in those countries. And therefore that speaks to what is coming in terms of heightened tensions in the Middle East. Because on the other hand, Iran has also issued a statement early hours of this morning that they've attacked certain critical areas, and they will continue to strengthen the resolve to ensure that they retaliate, even though America is saying that this morning, few hours ago, that they have been able to dislodge and destroy the Iran Defense Command. However, Iran is denying this. The other issue is the Strait of Hormuz. We hear that now Iran is saying it's going to close that important infrastructure as it relates to transportation of goods. You know that many vessels use that area to pass through to Asia, to Europe, and many other countries. And therefore, this is going to affect the supply chain. And also, we are going to see the challenges as it relates to oil. We saw this morning $78 a barrel, which speaks to the oil price going up. And therefore, this will also affect other countries who are not necessarily in the region.
Yeah, and the reality is that there just seems to be a lot of threats coming through from Iran as well, and huge retaliation in terms of this. Many people asking, what is the end game here, Sophie? And I think that's the point, because I mean there's so many moving parts to the story, but you know, one has to ask, what next? Where do we go with this?
President Trump yesterday, when he was at the function where they were honoring the war veterans, he indicated that it might take 4 to 5 weeks. But when I spoke to the Iranians, on the other hand, yesterday, they are predicting that this can take almost 6 months. They are of a view that it's not going to end in the next coming 5 weeks. But that's what President Trump said yesterday. Yeah. The other issue is the congressmen and influential people in America are asking hard questions as to why America did take this action. This comes after Secretary Rubio indicated that they had to act after Israel indicated that they were going to act. And therefore, Americans are saying it means there was no threat. So these are some of the questions and the concerns coming from citizens of America. But today we can expect escalation rather than de-escalation.
Most definitely, Ma'am Sophie, and they also, I mean, we are seeing very big news coming out this morning, as you have said, what happened in Saudi Arabia, but there's also Iran now claiming that it has attacked the US airbase in Bahrain. And this, just reading it right now coming through, saying it carried out a massive drone and missile attack on the US airbase in Sheikh Issa area of Bahrain. It's deployed 20 drones, 3 missiles, destroying the main command and headquarter building of the US Air Force Base, setting its fuel tanks on fire. That's from Iran. We haven't heard confirmation on the US side. So, as you say, this is escalating. There certainly is no letting up on that. So that's Sophie Mokoena, our special correspondent, talking to us about the latest out of the Middle East this morning.